Welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County.
This is John.
I am John.
And I'm Sarah.
And on some days it's better to be me than others.
That's right. Are you having a bad day, John?
No, not really. Just, you know.
Just running and running and running.
Yeah. I mean,
it's that time of year, actually. It's November.
It is.
And it's the holidays coming up.
And there's lots of stuff.
There's a lot going on.
Kind of last weekend was kind of the last kind of
calm
weekend. And from here on out,
it's just
the sprint.
That's right. The sprint.
We were up. We were just up at Bear Valley, snooping around up there and seeing what they're. And they are getting ready for the season. There was a little bit of snow on the ground.
Yep, little white stuff.
And all they need is a little bit of the white stuff, and they're ready to roll.
A little more, huh?
A little more.
A little more. They're
now
getting ready for their Devos program.
Yep, and you heard the Boreal open last night.
I did hear that.
And they
Isn't
were
that amazing?
and that euphemism. What do they call it? Snow farming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what they really meant by that is they were, if you saw them, did you catch any of those clips? I saw a little clip on the news to where they were scraping every bit of white they could off of any available surface.
And just pushing it.
Yeah, because they were, but they were open.
Yeah.
I mean, they were open.
Did they have skiers, though? They had a couple, didn't they?
They did, and maybe it was the same two that they had kept running in front of the
camera.
You know, it's like,
made it look like a lot of people.
We're doing a news shot here,
exactly,
so
exactly. Just keep on going around.
Just keep on going around.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Now
this is just something that's
this will stop some hard news, huh?
Yeah, it's sheriff's news. Apparently, today a deputy was actually trying to pull over a vehicle because the vehicle didn't have a front license plate. And the vehicle ended up trying to get away and ran through 2 stop signs before it decided to actually pull over. And obviously this probably gave the deputy probable cause to search the vehicle, and he found a stolen handgun and 82 grams of marijuana and 4 smoking pipes in the car. So Wilseyville resident Mr. Campa was arrested and booked at approximately 4:20 on the following charges: felon in possession of a firearm, possession of stolen property, destruction of evidence, evading a peace officer, that would be the running the 2 stop signs, possession of marijuana over 28.5 grams, and apparently he was going to sell marijuana as well, and the bail amount is set for $100,000.
That's a lot. You mean he might actually spend a little bit of time?
Yeah, he's a felon.
The jail.
They usually keep the felons in. It's the misdemeanor guys.
I mean, he may actually.
He may actually end up staying in jail. Exactly. At least a night or two. He might,
you know.
That's right.
Spend a little bit of time in the county accommodations.
That's right.
Which they're going to be building
new accommodations.
Now, how is it going to work on the jail, the Measure J? What's the next step? I mean, as far
January, I believe it's January, the Sheriff's Department will apply for the grant funding that is being made available by the state to have that 75% match to build the jail, of which $10 million of the grant funding was not the grant money. Sorry, the Measure J. $10 million of that was the county's 25% match that was necessary to get the 75% match from the state. So they still have to go through a competitive grant cycle.
Right.
But Sheriff Dennis Downham has put the county in very good position to receive the money. Calaveras County has become the poster child for jail need in the state.
Well, at least we're being appreciated for something,
right?
That's right. I mean,
that's right.
I mean,
so
at least
January,
we're being.
The grant process will begin.
Very nice.
And then we will find out. So you have a little something over there.
A little something, and this is one we just got in from we're back up on our Bear Valley, little Bear Valley kick here. Up in Bear Valley, the 4th annual Ebbets Pass Historical Association Winter Sports History Night.
Oh, wow.
That will be coming up, and this seems so early. December 8th will be coming up.
That's only like, what, 2.5 weeks away?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, about 2.5 weeks. That was my little jump into different weeks.
Yes, this is okay.
This
If we're
this is the
this is a
jump.
week. Yeah,
Exactly.
Is this a week? Is that?
This is the week.
Yes.
And then, yeah, it's about 2.5 weeks, December 8th.
Each year in December, the Ebbets Pass Historical Association plays host to the event where a variety of presentations and awards take place honoring key topics and individuals in the development. Oh, this year's recipient is Maury Rasmussen.
Oh, they're honoring Mr. Maury Rasmussen this year for his
Peter Brinkman
part.
Award.
For his part in developing Bear Valley ski resort.
And speaking of that, we saw some Rasmussens hanging around up there today. So maybe one of the founding and leading
people,
historical families, will be
there
involved a little more.
Yes, that's right. You don't know. You never know. You never know. And also, this past weekend was Veterans Day, and a very cool memorial was dedicated at the Government Center.
Very nice.
And actually, it's very, very nice. It lists people from World War I, World War II, veterans, obviously, Korean War, Vietnam War, and there's room for more names. And it's dedicated to honoring the veterans who served in our country, actually defending our country. What's interesting, though, is they use the cannons from the San Andreas Cemetery. One of the cannons, if you remember, was stolen a few years ago out of the San Andreas Cemetery. Nobody knew where it was, and then it was found. And if I remember, it was found sort of in a very odd location, too.
Like in somebody's pond on their property?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it was like in somebody's,
that very odd
little
location.
pond on their property.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Now, this is a picture we took of it. Now, if you go to our website, thepinetree.net, most of the names you should be able to actually read.
Exactly.
And it starts off with World War I veterans, World War II, Korean, Vietnam, and luckily it doesn't look like there's any Gulf War or
Iraq
veterans on there. So we've been lucky in that regard.
We do have some veterans from the Iraq War and the Gulf War
in
the county, but they have not passed away.
Luckily they have not.
Exactly, although they have seen some pretty intense action. And this was actually an Eagle Scout project that was spearheaded by Drake Walker. That's a very cool Eagle Scout project. When you think about it.
I think so.
It's a very cool Eagle Scout project.
And also there were some nice little comments on that. Oh. Interestingly enough. We keep reading this one. There were over 20 of our Civil War soldiers died. I guess if we're in that, was that in the People's Cemetery? So I guess those weren't names of those through the Civil War, Mexican and American or Spanish. So I guess we could have had more on
20
there.
more.
Yeah.
Well, I was at a Veterans Day celebration. I guess you would call it a celebration on Friday, and one of the students actually stood up and talked about her great-great-grandfather who was a Civil War veteran.
Really?
Which was kind of cool.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, can we play a little bit of video?
Sure.
Now.
Sure, we'll see how our viewers like it.
Chris Fichtner, and who's the librarian at the Arnold Library, they are running a great program this month where they're doing Family Storytelling Month. And how it works is they're looking for students to submit their family stories.
Oh, very nice.
And these can be stories of, all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. Just stories about your family.
Stories about your family. They're not real selective on those. So.
Good morning.
Yeah, here's this. Here we go.
Okay.
In Arnold Library with Chris Fichtner. How are you?
Good. How are you? Good morning.
This is a very cool project. What we're talking about
this guy on the right
Tell us a little about
kind of familiar.
Okay, basically what we're working on
just slightly.
November is Family
Chris Fichtner.
Storytelling Month.
Okay.
And so that's kind of our focus for this month and for this kind of season.
Right.
So what we're doing at the library in Arnold is a specific project that we're opening up to all the children of Calaveras County for them to write their own
Countywide.
Oh, very nice.
and submit it to the library. What we'll do is display the stories here in the library for the month of November and throughout December. And November, we'll start compiling them into an actual book.
Oh, great.
Oh,
So each child who
very
participates will
nice.
get their own copy of the book with their story in it.
Now, this could be stories about vacations, anything they think is important about their family. Is that the
That's
gist of it?
right. We're trying to stay child-focused, so
Okay.
the kid really gets to create the project themselves.
Okay.
As long as it's family-related, there's no length limit or there's really no parameters as long as it's about their family.
About their family.
Very
Super.
nice.
Now, this is open to kids throughout the county, so it's not just Arnold specific, right?
Right.
This would just be the library.
This is
that you
just
would
the
host.
collections.
The collections center. Yes.
Repository.
Yes,
So
I'm
it's-
actually talking
This is
to
really,
a
that was
screen.
really good.
Yes.
That's right, John.
What age group for kids? Is it any age group?
It's
Or
any age group.
Okay.
I had a submission today that's only pictures drawn.
Oh,
That was
very
my
nice.
first
The
thing.
kindergartners
So
and
you
the
told
little
a story
kids.
in
Yeah,
another
really very
yeah,
open
very
so that we
nice.
can be super inclusive. Anyone can enter any kind of format,
Okay.
and it can just be really about the child's expression of what they think of their family.
You know, I hadn't asked you this before, but we'd be willing to publish the little book. I mean, if you don't want us to run anything on the pine tree on it, we would. You know,
Okay, maybe we
you
can
know.
put some
Wow.
teasers on.
Yeah.
That's like just
put some
on the
teaser
spot
stories.
Yeah.
negotiation.
Yeah.
So that's great. So have all your kids work up their storytelling skills, right? Massage those
Exactly.
storytelling skills, or drawing, or any,
Yeah,
any
get
type
Very
of thing.
cool.
And send them into the Arnold Library, right?
What's the deadline?
Should they mail them or drop them off?
They
or
need to be
either
in
way?
by the
They
end
can
of
drop them
By
off
the end of
personally.
November. Okay.
If we're closed, they can put them in the book drop,
Oh, in the book drop.
or they can mail them to P.O. Box 788 in Arnold.
Great.
P.O.
Seven-
Box
Box
788.
8 in Arnold.
788. And they won't get late fees if they go in the book drop?
They won't get late fees, no.
No, it's okay, all right.
Sorry.
Thank you very
okay.
much. And it is again the Children's Storytelling Month, Arnold Library, but it's open entrance.
All right. So,
Okay.
and you
Actually,
notice right
so
behind here is, what's your family story?
that's right.
And these are little paper people from the Fichtner family. Husband, mom, and their 3 kids.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And they're expecting their 4th.
So they have to make another little paper person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So by the end of November, your kids can write their family stories.
Yep.
Submit them to the Arnold Library, P.O. Box 788, or in Arnold, or drop
Yep.
them in the book drop, and
No
they'll
late
be
fees.
published authors.
Yes, they will.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Do we have time for
And,
one more?
For one more video?
Yeah.
Sure.
Do we?
We do.
I know it's here. Where is it?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Should I talk about
Oh,
Paramount
yeah, let's talk
Pictures?
about. Yeah, here we
This
go.
is
We got one
another
more.
really cool little story about Paramount Pictures actually is sending a location scout
Yes,
out
this is
here
pretty
to
cool.
Calaveras County. This comes to us from the Calaveras County Visitors Bureau. And Lisa Reynolds, who is the director over there, said that this particular film being made by Paramount has a $130 million budget, and they're looking for rock quarries and sort of desolate scenes.
Desolate scenes.
Desolate scenes, and there are a few of those here in the county. And how they actually ended up finding out about Calaveras County was through the Mythbusters, who were on the Discovery Channel, and their award earlier on in the season. They saw the little blurb from Calaveras
Yeah.
County, and this particular location scout said, hey, that looks like a place we'd want to go. So apparently they're coming up to take a look-see.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Now, we have a clip of the, and this is the one that Bob Buchanan did. This is the one of the CCWD meeting,
Yes.
the groundwater meeting
Last week,
last week.
talking about groundwater in the lower county, where they're having trouble with their wells. And Mr. Bob Buchanan went down and filmed that
District
for
was
us.
formed in 1948, and we are the stewards or the
probably won't pay all of
fiduciaries
it,
of
but
this
it'll be
public
on the site.
resource, both surface water and groundwater. And you might ask, well, why groundwater? You know, most groundwater is either bedrock, fractured, fissures,
Patterson.
that type of thing in the Sierra Nevada. Well, we do have a groundwater basin. There's small groundwater basins scattered throughout the Sierra Nevada, and most of it is on bedrock with cracks and fissures. But in this area, It's considered an alluvial groundwater basin. That's a part of the San Joaquin groundwater basin as defined by the California Department of Water Resources.
I don't know if it has anything to
Their
do with lack
bulletin
of water.
118. And that provides information about groundwater basins in the state of California. Well, this area, which is approximately 30,000 acres that we call the Comanche Valley Springs area, is hydraulically connected to the San Joaquin's alluvial groundwater basin. And there are sandwiched types of formations that have been created over geologic time that have certain volumes of water, groundwater that's in this groundwater basin. And because San Joaquin County has had problems securing surface water rights over the decades, and they've been developing and putting agricultural into place, they've been pumping a lot of groundwater. And for decades, that basin has been defined as critically in a state of critical overdraft, which means they're pumping more water than what is being replenished to the groundwater basin. Well, that affects us up here. To what extent? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows that answer. Meanwhile, we have our own situation going on where there's people putting more and more private domestic wells in. There's been some development. And when you have land, you have the right to put a well in. In the state of California, there is no law that requires
we lost Ed.
people to manage groundwater.
Alluvial.
We voluntarily do a groundwater management planning effort, but if you own land, you have the right to put a well in and pump that water and use it for
The way to read this is with the understanding that here in San Joaquin County, most of the county is 50 feet or less above sea level. So to get water here, to get water here, where you're 25 to 30 feet above sea level, you're drilling a 110-foot well.
This is going to be up on the
to
site.
get water here, public.
We'll have it up later tonight.
Okay, so if you want to watch the entire meeting, filmed by Bob Buchanan.
He did a very nice job.
He does a very nice job.
Very nice job.
Then you can take a look at that up on the site later on.
All right.
And also, burning permits have been, the need for burning permits has been suspended. CAL FIRE has announced that effective Tuesday, that's today, November 13th, don't need burning permits anymore.
And we're starting to get a lot more user-submitted photos on the pinetree.net.
Yes.
So if you want to go see one, there's a really great one that was submitted by Mr. Eddie from Murphy's.
Mr. Eddie.
You see, there's the...
I see
There's
that.
the dog.
See, I actually really liked the
rainbow
one.
Okay.
It was submitted by Vintage Realty.
There we go.
That was a very cool one. And should we read some headlines from the state, or are you done? Are we done?
Have we covered it? Oh, I guess should we? This is our first news broadcast. Because last night was Veterans Day.
Veterans Day.
My wife wanted me to spend time with my
children.
Yes. Before I forgot that I actually had them.
Children.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or
right? One of those?
Or I no longer did.
Yeah, exactly. One or the other, you know.
But I want to thank those that joined us Friday night for the big game.
Oh, the big game. Exactly.
And that was, quite the affair. The fans, it was packed.
It was, definitely. If you happened to go on Highway 49 through San Andreas during that time, that's what all the cars were about.
All the cars. So if you tried to park anywhere there, then you didn't have a prayer. You could have been plumb out of luck. Should we do our celebrity sighting before we move on?
Oh, sure.
Here we go.
Celebrity sighting, that's right.
Our celebrity sighting. Oh, here we go. Ouch. Del Rogers, there he is.
Right there.
In the flesh.
That's right.
So
at the game.
Del Rogers right there on the sideline.
Watching. Calaveras and
he
Bret Hart.
We tapped him on the shoulder and asked him about the poll.
Yeah.
And he says that was the most interest they've ever had in any poll ever.
Really?
That's the most votes they've had on any poll.
Mm-hmm. And it was like way more than the populations of the county.
Yeah.
That's what
and we've had comments from people that were saying they had carpal tunnel syndrome. Oh, ouch. Wow. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Oh. That they had carpal tunnel syndrome from
That's right, from
From
re-voting.
voting, yes.
That's right, voting and voting and voting and re-voting and voting and voting. So.
Oh, I forgot my poster. One of the things that we caught a part of the Board of Supervisors, we'll catch more on Board of Soups tomorrow night, but one of the things is they were there from Public Works talking about the mixed-use recycling, which we talked about a little bit last week.
Yes.
But they were there during public comment, holding up all the little brochures on the new, and I guess it's stuff that kicks first part of December on it or something as well. Okay. So we're going to post more information on it. And if you're looking at this photo, this is Reporters Row.
That's right.
There. So this is Calaveras Enterprise.
This is Dana Nichols from the Stockton Record. Is this Vanessa Turner
yes.
right there?
That's the Vanessa Turner's barrette.
That's right. And you can catch a little look of the other barrette there too. Yeah.
And she actually made the agenda today.
I know. I saw that. Is she well, I guess I shouldn't ask if she's living in San Andreas now. Because it was a San Andreas
It was for the Parks and Rec.
Yes.
Right?
But it was a different.
Not just standard Parks and Rec?
No, yes, no, yes, no. Let me go down to the agenda.
No, yes, no.
It was not the standard Parks and Rec district. Let's see here. Scintillating television. I'll tell you that much. Yes, here we go. Appointing Vanessa Turner to serve a term on the San Andreas Recreation and Park District. Because I thought that was different than the Calaveras County Parks and Rec District.
So she's probably just committeeing it up because she's on the other one as well, huh?
Maybe she's going to run for office.
Maybe.
You never know.
Because there could be interesting races coming up.
That's right, there could be.
All right. Sarah wants to go to state stuff, so we should probably let her before we run out of time.
Well, I have some really interesting and gross international news too. But let's see here. Wow. When I was doing my little there we go. Gas prices take 32-cent hike.
Ouch.
Edging toward new record. This is from the Sacramento Bee. Gasoline prices have jumped 32 cents a gallon in California since last month and are en route to set another record. AAA of Northern California said Tuesday that the statewide average hit $3.39 a gallon, climbing to within 10 cents of last May's record.
Yeah, we definitely paid some high prices this weekend. It was ugly. I mean, it's like... But the prices are pretty even because we drove out of the area and we thought
they're not.
We just got a little bit here and there. Okay, we'll fill up down and where it's normally cheaper, like Oakdale or something like that in the valley. Nothing. They're all within a few cents. Maybe 10 cents, but it's
pretty close.
Yeah.
Actually, we should head over to weather, and I'll save my gross and interesting news for tomorrow because it will not change.
As opposed to this entire broadcast,
Yes. Arnold weather. Wednesday, patchy fog with a high of 63 degrees. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 60 degrees. And Friday, partly sunny with a high of 57 degrees. Parsley. Eat your parsley.
All right. And Bear Valley, low of 38 tonight. Mostly sunny, high of 60 tomorrow. Low of 39 Wednesday night, high of 57, low of 36, and on Friday it says chance of rain, but the low's of 32, so not really sure why there's no flakage. Flakage.
Sounds like a dandruff commercial.
They'll take any
Watch your flakage.
They'll take any flakes they can get up there right now.
That's right.
They'd ski on flakage. I know they would. Yeah,
And Murphy's weather. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high of 72 degrees. Flakeboarding, that's right. Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 68 degrees. And Friday, partly sunny with a high of 65 degrees.
Yep, they're going to be skiing on flakage. All right, okay. Yes. Angels Camp, low of 44 tonight, a high of 69 with patchy fog tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah. Mostly sunny on Thursday, the high of 67. A high of 64 on Friday, and Friday night it is mostly cloudy.
Okay. Copperopolis weather. Let's see, Copperopolis, Wednesday, a high of 67 degrees. Thursday, a high of 71 degrees. Friday, a high of 65 degrees, mostly sunny.
And for our friend and viewer in Bangor, Maine, or the immediate Bangor, Maine area, because we can't be exactly sure.
Right.
Yeah, 43 degree was your high today, 29 for a low, 54 tomorrow, and 42 is a low. And then 47 and 33 and 38 and 23 on Friday.
Holy moly, that's a little cold.
Don't bang your fingers on the lobster pots on Friday.
You may not feel it. Wednesday, 66 degrees in Valley Springs. Thursday, 69 degrees. And Friday, 63 degrees. Little patchy clouds.
Patchy clouds? Mm-hmm. We thank you very much for stopping by thepinetree.net and also Calaveras County Cable Channel 7.
That's right.
For the nightly news.
For the nightly news.
And we'll
the
see
live
you back
football
here.
broadcast,
We'll
too.
see you back here manana.
Yes.
And
good night.
Good night. Thank you very much.